We got 2 practices in. What's the feel like with the guys after 2 days?
After 2 days, I can honestly say we actually look pretty good. Even though it's still early and we still got a couple more weeks of fall camp left, you can see a difference from the first 2 days of last year's fall camp and the first 2 days of this year's fall camp. So honestly, everything's looking pretty good, and if we just keep working and keep getting better every day like we have been these 2 days, then fall camp will be getting real good. So
what are some of those differences? What stands out to you the most?
Just the energy of the team. You can just see the culture coming in that Coach Trevor has been installing to us, and like the +1, you can see people running off the field, through the sideline, like the defense running to the ball, making sure if there's a lot of white shirts because they practically wear white jerseys, so we're making sure there's a lot of white shirts around the jersey around the ball. So just the effort level too. And also, you can tell people more comfortable with the coaches and more comfortable with what they're doing. So you can say that's one of the big differences from last year.
What are the big things that you guys have to learn or prove about your team between now and the start of the season? Anything that you're kind of focused on through camp?
So far I think it's still kind of early a little bit, but just if anything to be ready for the first game, I can say, like I said a while ago, just keep getting better. Really, we returned a lot of the same people, or pretty much everybody. So just since that helps too, and we already get familiar with each other, just making sure each and every day we're getting better, and there's one step towards our goal, and that's being 1-0 and winning the day. So.
Yeah, it's a pretty unprecedented circumstance to bring back 12 seniors and then also bring in a new freshman class. Mm-hmm. It's pretty crowded out there. What's it like kind of competing for opportunities?
Honestly, it's kind of crazy because, I have never been on a team as big as this one just because of the COVID season and stuff. And like you said, the super seniors coming back and the freshmen coming in. But honestly, just making sure that on the reps and stuff like that, just making sure just helping the new guys coming in, and making sure that whenever they get their reps, just know that it's important, and just the older guys helping them too. It kind of helps when it comes to getting each other reps in, because it's helping each other getting better. So.
Is it a lot of the same guys from last year taking leadership positions, or is it kind of like different guys stepping up in a different feel of things for a new year?
A lot of the guys, honestly, because it's a player-led team. That's something that Coach Trailer said. So the more players that lead the team is better for the team, and that's one reason why I feel like just the team is getting much closer.
How about for you individually? How do you look back on your season last year?
I can say that I feel like I could have did better than what I did last year, but also it was my first full year at cornerback, and I was also playing with a broken forearm, so it was really just something that it was a humbling thing, because I had to sit. I really didn't play 4 games last year, so it was humbling to me because one, I have never really had an injury that was as serious as that one, but also just learning to be selfless and watching my teammates go out there and do their thing. It was something that really taught me something. But from last season, I can honestly say I do want to have more interceptions. So now that I have 2 arms and 2 hands, so hopefully this season I can get more.
What are the areas that you are working on, or how do you want to improve as a player?
Just learning the formations that the offense run, getting familiar with the coverages we run, and being better in space, like in zone, and working on my press coverage is something that I emphasized over the summer. But also, since I'm a lot taller than most cornerbacks, I wanted to work on getting in and out of my breaks more explosively and fast, because I know I'm a fast straight line guy, but I got to incorporate that when it's time to come out my breaks and be with the quicker guys. So that's one thing I want to improve on.
As a converted offensive player, I imagine being able to make tackles, play against the run, and things like that is probably a little bit different than what you're used to. How have you sort of adapted to that, or how do you rate yourself in that area?
Coming from offense, it was like a mindset thing for me, because when we had Coach Nix last year, he emphasized that being physical is the main key in order to play in his defense. So I had to develop a mindset of be going in and tackling and sticking my nose in there and not being timid or scared. It was just something hard to do because I'm a taller guy too, and I've never played defense in my life, so it was just a big stepping stone. But just learning how to tackle and staying low and just making sure that just getting comfortable with how I play and getting comfortable knowing that if I trust what I've been taught at practice, it can help me in the game. If I trust that, then I know I'll be just fine.
It was kind of a strange situation, to be honest, watching your season, because there was that week that you made all these plays and you got like the national recognition from PFF or whoever it was, and then there were other games where it was like you weren't really even getting that many snaps or might not have been a huge part of the game plan. Like, what sort of led to that difference week to week?
So actually, the game you're talking about, the Stephen F. Austin game, second quarter, I had made a big tackle on the running back, and that's when I broke my forearm. But I had so much adrenaline rushing at the time that I didn't feel it until the next play. We go down on field goal, and I had to put my hand down to go blocking. I leaned on it, and I couldn't keep myself stable. I just kept falling forward. So that was one of the reasons where that affected me a lot, because of having a broken arm. I had to learn how to be able to play through that, and also just playing with the big old club on is something that's unfamiliar. So just learning how to be comfortable and playing with that, and my whole running form had changed too. So I just had to just get more comfortable with that. But it was just challenging because sometimes, since I had the club on, the game plan, I wouldn't fit in it kind of because, it's DBs out there that can do the right things and do the stuff that coaches want to, whereas I tried to or may not have been as good as them to do the things that the coaches wanted to because I had the broken arm.
Was that certain types of coverages, or was that playing against the run? What was the hardest thing to do under those conditions?
Honestly, playing against the run, it was kind of hard just because you got to shed blocks, and with just one arm just to do that and trying to punch somebody and trying to move them out the way and stuff like that and run support, it was really something hard, really something hard to do.
So do you set really high expectations for yourself in a season with both arms available? Do you think it could be a lot like that game that was successful?
I have high expectations for myself because I know that if I go out there and do what I'm supposed to do and just trust the technique that the coaches taught me, that I can be a great player and a great help on the defense. So I try to keep my expectations high now that I feel fully healthy and I'm feeling good, and I know that I can contribute to the team if I just keep my head on straight and keep my focus on the right things this year.
Sincere, is he a good tackler?
He's a great tackler. One fast guy. I don't know. By the time I get the ball, he's already in my face. But I have a question to ask you. Besides football, let's talk about food. Okay. What is your favorite barbecue place? I know JJ's.
Honestly, I haven't had too many barbecue spots in San Antonio since I've been out here, but I have DoorDash and Uber Eats a lot of barbecue lately. So
barbecue?
That's one of the places I have been eating a lot.
So you don't think of Pinkerton when you think about barbecue?
I heard of Pinkerton's barbecue. I've seen some of you guys, post about them on social media, and I've never been there, but I like to go to Pinkerton. So
tell them, JJ, what's up?
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I have.
I agree.